What's up? Peace and light, peace and love, everybody. Thank you for connecting with the Sirius Cyper. Today, we are talking about that 10 of Wands energy, which is all about us moving forward in this new cycle and all of the things that we got planned. In the house, we got Aquarius moon. What's going on, Aquarius moon?
Hey, lady, how are you?
I'm getting it together today. I'm gonna tell you something. It was a struggle for me, but you know, I had to push on forward. I said, because I'm the person with that got the vision, that I gotta go ahead and move forward, even when I don't feel like it. And
Right.
that's the part for me that, you know what I'm saying, that you know, I'm figuring it out. I'm working it out, but you know, it's all good. How are you?
I'm doing better. I had been having a toothache all day. Like, oh my God.
Right.
But yeah, I'm dealing with it. I mean, it'll be all right.
Okay. Now, did they give you something for it so you can get a little bit of
Relief?
alleviation? The relief,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went to my mama for that.
I know that's real. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she always got something for me.
She got that stuff
Yeah.
right there.
Right.
I know that's real. You know, and tell your mom I said what's up. Give her a hug and a lot of love from me.
I sure will.
That's a queen right there. I love her.
Yes. I
So
was just telling somebody about her energy yesterday or the day before yesterday. It's one of those days because these mugs been running together for me, but Candace is something else.
without a doubt about it, but she the truth with it though. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you something, and that's part of the shit that I was gonna be talking about this for this particular cipher today, love, is all about moving forward, because we done moved into a new cycle. The queen is dead, nigga. The queen is
Yes.
new cycle, new shit. So
Yes.
hey, listen, have you gotten any downloads or any channels or anything like that that's going on right about now?
Um, Not nothing that I can really put my finger on, but I just know that things have changed. As I said, we're moving into that new energy, so we have to. Well, I feel like we need to revamp our way forward. Because we have to make sure that all those old ways of thinking are gone, and we make enough space to usher in the new.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and my mission is I'm kind of wanting to grab these young girls and reintroduce them to the divine feminine energy, so they don't, because a lot of them, I believe, they have it confused. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's my goal. What I've been working towards.
You know what? Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny you brought that up, because I started talking about, let me tell you, first of all, my whole intention last week or on Monday was to talk about some components of the book, right? And so I'm breaking this shit down, and then I got off in the left field and stuck in how we're expressing our sexual energy and how that shit turns south. And I went into this fucking rant, and
Right.
I'm like, and I came, I'm like, now let me tell you something. I regret nothing I said. I mean, every motherfucking word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, my delivery on going there, like I was planning to go ahead and break down some components, some other stuff, but I had to start and really check in on this sexual energy, because I think we got it twisted in the vibration of it. And I don't think that, and I know that it's slick, it's hot, it's cool, and it's attractive to be sexy. Who don't want to be sexy? I know I do. You know?
Right.
So I ain't knocking that shit at all. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Watching the booty shake girl on social media, she became my hero for a brief moment. And I made it a mission to be able to shake my booty like the booty shake girl. Right. However, I didn't want to post that on social media, of course. I just thought it was fucking cool, you know?
Right.
But I wanted to check in and get that shit because I don't think that we recognize the price of sex and that whole energetic exchange and everything. And so I got into that shit and I just got laser focused on speaking my truth and delivering that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then I turned around. See, it was this Aries full moon too energy, right? So now I'm on there like, you get to be all fucked up if that's what you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, and I'm off on that tangent. And I meant all of that shit too. But you know, like I said, moon cycles, certain energies, and all of this shit. And then you know what? Even though it was a Aries moon, I really, for the first time, I remember one of my teachers in my class, he was talking about, and shout out to Brother Bilal, he was talking about how a lot of time we experience the energy from the previous astrological sign, right? So this Aries moon, and so maybe there's an expression of it, Pisces energy, or at least this is how I'm interpreting. I probably got that all fucked up. However, this is how I was interpreting it. But I started noticing that a lot of the Pisces energy and everything that, I mean, it really happened for me in real time because that whole emotional thing, you know what I'm saying? I started getting a lot of downloads and a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot was happening at that particular time. And so I was just in the flow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was deep. And at that time, and I forgot because I'm gonna tell you something. And the last cipher, we fucked around, we talked until like for two and a half hours.
Yeah, I saw that.
And girl, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, oh no. We got to respect the time because I want people to want to be able to show up, look forward to coming, get it in, and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, you know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure that, you know, even though we were in the flow and it was quite enjoyable to be able to have that connection, you know what I'm saying? But we had to cut it loose and everything. But we pulled this 10 of Wands energy and all we talked about was cycle shit. The cycle is ending and everybody's seeing 11-11, 10-10, all of this other bullshit, this and that.
No, my bank account was 11-11 today.
Shut up!
Yes. No, and then
That's what's up.
I sent my son some money and his was 11-11 because he had $111.01.
Get the hell.
Yeah. I said, oh wow, okay, son.
Spirit.
But yeah, I mean, alignments everywhere.
Alignments everywhere. And then I forgot because I got all caught up in shit and I forgot to talk about, because I've been waking up to a lot. I always wake up to spirit animals, but I started recognizing that it might be helpful. It might be useful to bring this shit up at the cipher instead of just sharing that for, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tap into that for a second? So
yeah, absolutely.
You've been seeing your spirit animals, right? Yeah. So ever since we had the cipher, or you guys had the cipher, and we talked about the fairies and things. So I've been seeing them. Yeah. And it is like, it's been tripping me out because I keep catching a glimpse. And then, you know what I'm saying? I know what it is, but it's like, I want to get to the point where I'm just focused and it's all laid out for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting glimpsed right now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of want to dive a little deeper into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. These fairies is some fascinating shit. I was gonna give one of the priestesses a call, but I was just, you know, and you know, I go in the hermit mode, and that's just where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was working with the fairy energy, and I was noticing that I started noticing like little details that needed to be addressed around my house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it started, you know what I'm saying? Shit that I ain't never noticed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boy, this is dirty than a bitch. You know, I don't know how in the hell I had a clothes hamper that was dirty. Like, how in the fuck, how you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I'm looking at that like, how you gonna put some clean clothes in this dirty ass hamper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm up there trying to clean the hamper and hurry up and dry it off and all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, what the hell? Like, I'm just moving and not really seeing shit that was around me. Then I looked over and I was talking about in one of my shows how I like to Mel Robbins talked about how she like to give the high five, and that gives you that affirmation. And I really connected with that. And I was talking about how I like to give myself a kiss before I leave out the door. You know what I'm saying? And I call that my little kiss of life thing, right? And I started to take a picture of me of the mirror that's in front of my door to give myself the kiss of life. The mirror dirty than a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Got little handprints all on the bottom, you know what I'm saying? All this shit from the grandbabies. And I said, that, it's just like a lot of little detail devils and everything. And I noticed that when I started really trying to connect with these fairies, and I put them a little every time when I get flowers, I bring them an offering out there by this tree. And when I do, like, a lot of little magical shit happen. But at this particular time, this is the magic that's happened. Like, bitch, you need to get your life together. Right. I got that particular energy. But the spirit animal that came in last week, amazingly, was the gorilla. And I forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I should have been writing it down. But typically I don't forget about it. You know what I'm saying? And I overestimate myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? But this gorilla animal is talking about, like, it's connected to communication. You know what I'm saying? And really being able to hold space in what you're talking about and what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And like being unapologetic about the shit that you say. And I think now that I'm looking back on that shit, it was right on time, because when I went off and I did that whole rant about how, you know what I'm saying, we really need to check that energy because, you know what I'm saying, the price is wrong, bitch, on set and all of this shit. I'm talking cash shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what did I do that for? And you know what I'm saying? I tend to do that periodically, you know what I'm saying? And then I read on this gorilla told him, you know what? Sorry, not sorry. Anyway.
Well, it's so funny that you should say that, because I've been feeling like that is my mission, to put myself out there and be unapologetic in who the fuck I am. You know? So that is a task that's been given to me, you know what I'm saying, communication with my ancestors. So they're telling me, like, for the longest, like, what are you waiting for? It's yours. Just go get it. So, and quit being apologetic about who you are.
You know what? I sat with that for a minute, and I haven't been really doing too much meditation and shit. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of like vegging out, you know what I'm saying? Maybe taking a little walk here and there, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoying life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now I got into a couple of days of silence, and I'm starting to get all these downloads about things that's in my heart that's really true, that I wouldn't really necessarily share with people, because I done got myself in such a space in throughout my life that I need to be really measured in what I'm saying out here, because you know what I'm saying, I'm routinely misunderstood, or you know what I'm saying, and or read wrong. Let's put it that way. Misunderstood, read wrong, however you want to say.
The wrong energy from the message that you're putting out.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm routinely in a space where I feel like I need to go back and clean shit up and all of that other stuff. And so I woke up this morning and the wolf showed up. And the wolf brings the message. It's that guardian energy. But the wolf, when the wolf shows up, the wolf is encouraging us to turn knowledge into wisdom. Oh, let me see if I can find the totem in here. I know this is in here. But yep, here he is. And the wolf comes through about characteristics or behaviors that no longer serve your spiritual purpose are being called from your consciousness. Make cooperation a priority over competition. Valuable insights, ideas, and new teachings are coming your way, so pay close attention. It's important to maintain your self-esteem and integrity and deeply trust in your inner knowing. Even when you feel misunderstood or misaligned, you're being spiritually and physically protected at all times. I thought, nigga.
Yeah. You ain't said nothing but a word.
I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? I've been sitting back and I'm not gonna say water it down. I've been leaving out a lot of the thoughts that I had. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that at this point, I'm starting to realize, here's a lot of things I'm starting to realize. The times that I thought I was wrong. See, you know how you know me. You know what I'm saying? One of the few people that know me. I'm a total bitch. And I'm good with that because it works really well for me. You know what I'm saying? It works really well. It works really well for me. Nobody fucks with me. They know better. They know I'm bringing the cold fire for you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody fucks with me. I prefer to be left alone. I'm good with that shit, right? And I connect with many, many good people. You know what I'm saying? And many haters too. That goes with the territory of being somebody that don't give a fuck about whatever. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But I remember, you know what I'm saying? Throughout the years, you know, me being so direct, so matter of fact, so no bullshit, that I've gotten myself into spaces where people would say, well, you mean, why would you do that? Why would you say that? You can't be mean, this and that and the other. And I thought, well, maybe there's something with me. I need to make some adjustments out here in these streets. Right. You know what I'm saying? I need to, you know, tailor that. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Perhaps some adjustments need to be made. But here's what I started figuring out at the very end of the fucking day. When I reviewed all of this shit about all of the people, because you know what I'm saying? Me being matter of fact, no bullshitting, direct. I'm gonna talk, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be that bitch. You know what I'm saying? If that's where it got to be. Yeah. But what I've realized is that I've been absolutely right. In my bitch assessment, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely 1000% right. And guess what? Those individuals that I gave the wrath to, that I let have it in a mighty and powerful way, guess what happened with them niggas? You know what I'm saying? It ended up turning out, now that I go back and I review that, I didn't want them motherfuckers around me no way. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the reason why that shit ended up working out that way. But we tell ourselves that we got to be kind to people that's disrespectful on the low key. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That don't really celebrate you on the low.
But we're sitting around trying to be fucking palatable.
Thank you. Right. Right. Spending time with motherfuckers that really don't celebrate you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You got to always check in and try to clean up what in the hell you say. Or, you know what I'm saying? They take, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of a whole variation of scenarios, you know what I'm saying, without giving up the location to the Batcave. You know. So, you know what I'm saying? You think about people who want to get offended because you won't allow them the space to jam you up. You get a new car, you wrong for not loaning them your new car. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They come right, huh?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just going to say exactly because I had a so-called friend, and, you know, at one point we had to grow up, you know what I mean? So, and I guess she just was not ready to make that move. And she's out here, you know what I'm saying, in street fights and all this stuff. And I'm at the point like, ma'am, I'm not coming. Don't call me.
Right.
Because everything that you're involved in right now actually has zero to do with you. You're trying to stop grown people from doing what they want to do anyway. And I don't have space for that. But then it turned into how, you know what I'm saying, I'm not down and I'm not a real sister. No, I just told you the realest thing ever. I
Right.
just told you the realest thing ever. And I will not be there. Don't call me for the drama. Don't call me for the bullshit. Even though I used to be 100% down. Oh, I'm on my way. And
Right.
things going to clear up when I get there.
Right.
So, but, you know, yeah,
Right.
it's the same thing. They
Absolutely.
won't allow you space to grow with them. So you have to leave them where they're at.
Absolutely. We just missed Brother Dante. He stopped through and then stopped out.
Oh,
And it's all good. But you know what? And my thing is that I go back and I review a lot of the people that feel some type of way. And you know what? You get to do that. You get to feel some type of way, and that's okay. But I
right.
do realize that it's never really personal for me. It is vibrational. You know what I'm saying? And so
Uh-huh.
when you know what I'm saying? And so when we get people that are close to us, and like you said, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I love my family. And if they need me, I want to show up for them. I want to be available for them. But I'm not here for your foolishness. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so, you know, I get a relative, you know, I get people, and see, I'm one of these people, I get the full blown nigga experience in life. You know what I'm saying? Where people will get themselves in a situation where they don't have anywhere to stay. And so they need to come and stay with the family. Of course, you come stay with me, whatever. You do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You take this room, this and that and the other. But then when they come stay with you, they think that this is their opportunity for somebody to take care of them. So what they do, if they don't have any resources, I don't give a fuck about all of that. You ain't got to pay me rent because you're trying to get on your feet. I get that
Right.
shit. But don't make my house a fucking mess. Don't be trifling and lazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see the toilet paper is running out. Go ahead and grab some. Like, ain't nobody asking for much. But when when you're one of those people that think that somebody owe you something, you should get something for nothing. And then you want to say that somebody's not your friend for not extending that shit to you. You know what I'm saying? You probably, you know what I'm saying, ain't really looking for a friend at the end of the day. You looking for a fucking sponsor. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so
I'm of the mind that nobody has to do anything for you. Nobody's obligated to do anything for you. And I feel the same way about me. Nobody's obligated to do anything for me. As much stuff as I do for any and everybody, they're not obligated to do anything for me.
absolutely.
You say, because I always have the choice to either do or not to do. And if I do something, it's not for you, it's for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so then, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I'm at a point right now where I have really stepped into a whole new zone of freeing myself. And not sitting back trying to go back and check myself or pretending that shit's good when it's not and everything. Because I realized in my assessment, I was absolutely correct, absolutely right and exact. Now, however, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm big enough to recognize that there's some adjustments that need to be made in my delivery. You know what I'm saying? And I also recognize that there's definitely better ways to navigate situations by telling somebody, man, get the fuck out of here. Miss me with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's typically my response when I'm approached with foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, now I'm looking at this 10 of Wands and I'm studying the energy, right? The key words to the 10 of Wands is responsibility, strength, commitment, maturity, burdens, and exhaustion. Now, in this book, it says the 10 of Wands show you assuming new responsibilities related to the new cycle. That's beginning now. Although the task facing you seems more than you can bear, you have the strength to carry on and shoulder many burdens placed upon you. And sometimes this card indicates exhaustion from taking on too much and pushing yourself too hard. And when I thought about like all of the things that I would like to accomplish in life, all of the things that I want to do, and one of the things I'm noticing too, I didn't, you know, we had all of those planets in retrograde, and now Pluto is out of retrograde now. I think it was not been out for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Pluto is that whole energy of transformation. This shit's huge for me, Kian, because Libra is my placement of Pluto. My Pluto placement is in Libra. Libra is all about this energy about how I'm dealing with my relationships and the balance in my life. You know what I'm saying? And all of this time, I had been shouldering like this responsibility, this heavy burden that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I got shit bent and twisted. But what I realized is that I was using a very unhealthy way to protect myself from some very unhealthy behaviors in people. Because I'm not saying like these people is all shit and they need to just get to eat shit and die. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that these people were in a space where they were looking for somebody to help to facilitate sorriness, and I was not here for it. Yeah. And with that, you know what I'm saying? For some people, especially when people haven't reached a level of spiritual or mental maturity, you wrong for not taking responsibility for the shit that they caused in their life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I heard Nas say that you are not a king if you can't come out of thing that you got yourself in, claiming nobody is helping. I said,
yeah. Say what?
How many motherfuckers you know like that?
Right. So it's like that's definitely the energy that I've been in for the past couple years or so. And it's not about them being sorry. It's about or being sorry, sad, sorry, motherfuckers. It's not about that. It's about giving them the space to learn. Because if I'm always there doing everything, you know, every time there's an issue, you call me. Okay, I can run and fix it. You know, there you go. Have that. You know, but when I'm gone, what are you gonna do? Right. You know. So it wasn't about them being sorry. It was about that if I kept staying in, that they were going to become sorry because they wouldn't know what to do. Right. If they didn't have me. So I've been turning a lot of people loose. You know what I'm saying? Kids and all. So
a lot of people. I've been so in a space right now that I'm kind of focused on the things that I need to do. And I got so many things to do because I'm trying to figure out ways to be independent financially, you know. And so now, you know what I'm saying, these are some very lofty goals, and I'm starting to reevaluate how I'm spending my time and how I'm handling people and how I'm doing things, and bottom line at the end of the day. And also, because one of the biggest stumbling blocks, like I said, my thing with relationships, with the Pluto being in Libra, one of the things is that I'm so easily wounded. You know what I'm saying? My moon sign is Cancer. You know what I'm saying? So I feel things so deeply. And one of the things that I had the tendency, I still do, but I've been really working with this shit, y'all. It's you know what I'm saying? This is just some work for me, that I take things so personally and internalize them, and then start seeing this world is all fucked up. There go Brother Dante, back in the scene again. I see you there. What's up, brother? Okay, I see. You on mute, and I can't take you off of mute when you on mute for whatever reason. I don't know what that's about, but that's what it is. So anyway, I'm going back to where I was saying. I forgot. I lost my train of thought that quick. But anyway, what I've noticed is that I got to move a little bit differently, because I have things to do, and I got a lot of different responsibilities now. And so, right, there it is, Cancer moon. I get so wounded because I'll get in my mind that I have connections that aren't really there. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm feeling some way about somebody and it's not reciprocated, I'm so fucking wounded and so hurt that it makes me resentful, and I shoulder this burden, and then I start experiencing this world like everybody's fucked up like this. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not rude and disrespectful to people unless I start seeing you got some snake moves you making, right? That's when you start seeing the venom come out with me. However, I start handling people with a long arm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very suspicious and I don't fuck with you. And there's a few people that got my phone number and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm that person. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I trust your fucking intentions. So I'm side-eyeing everybody. You know, even if you know, like me and you, we've been friends for like 40 years. Like no new friends, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've been, you know what I'm saying?
Too, but I don't want to close myself off.
Right.
But it's hard because especially with me being an empath, I know you before you even talk to me. You know what I mean? So it's like I can kind of discern on who's doing what. But the thing about me is I had to come to the realization that I'm right. I didn't want to, because for the longest I felt like, you know, I wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up in my head. Like, why do I feel that way about this person, that person, the other? And then I come to find out, oh, that's why. You knew it. You know what I'm saying? So now I've learned to trust my motherfucking instincts, and if I don't like you, I just don't like you. Or well, I won't say you. If I don't like that energy that you bring in, I don't like it. I'm not gonna deal with it. So.
Right. And I'm digging that to you as a general you, because here's where I'm at right there. Is that it's not you know, and I think that I'm a hellified laser energy read. And I read people and they have no idea. But what I have to remember, because of the work that I've done, I get disappointed in folks and how they operate, not realizing that this is how humanity get down. This is just the way folks get down. And this is the reason why I was running around side-eyeing everybody, because like you said, I'm doubting myself. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I just need to stay the hell from around everybody, stay the hell out of the way. But see, taking that approach in life, you know what I'm saying, ain't gonna get you to where you need to be at when you trying to make connections in this world. It's about like really knowing the difference.
Yeah.
And knowing that there's some people that's just in your corner and there's some people that may or may not be, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to recognize where people's positions are. Like I had a chick that I used to work with. Me and her was cool. We used to go to lunch all the time. We talked about clothes. We talked about shoes. We talked about makeup. We talked about places we would like to go, aspirations we have. We ain't never talk about no metaphysical shit, no magical shit, no deep conversation and all of that shit. Why? Because she wasn't that fucking person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
That ain't the person I'm having that conversation with. And so what I had to realize is that everybody's not going to have these connections for you. There's some people that's good for this particular time, and then there's some people for that particular time. You know what I'm saying? And everybody ain't there. You can't bring everybody to fuck to everything that you got going.
But you know what you just said is golden, because guess what, even you don't show up as the same you when you go to each one of those functions. So if you can allow yourself the grace to be, you know what I'm saying, different people in different situations, you gotta allow that same grace for someone else, you know. And that's why you said you just let humanity be humanity. This is what they do. This is what we do as humans.
Absolutely. This is what we do as humans. And Dante, what's going on, brother? Did you have something you wanted to say? I didn't want to keep talking and block you out. But when you got something to say, you just jump right on in, bro.
Definitely.
Absolutely. But I, you know, the reason why I really want, because I'm noticing that in this new cycle, I have an opportunity to let go of all of that sadness, all of those burdens, all of that mistrust and standoffish type of energy, and really start moving forward and navigating a little bit differently. Not that I was fucking wrong about all of these people that want to come up, put their dirty ass feet on my fucking table and act like somebody should be waiting on them. Not the motherfuckers who think that I should be answering a phone call at 3:00 in the morning to save them out of some bullshit they got themselves in. You know what I'm saying? Not that person, not the person who blew all their money getting high up and drunk and think that I'm supposed to show up and bail them up out of that situation. Not that person. You know what I'm saying? Not the person that want to borrow your car, run it all out of gas and everything, get a nick in it, and then act like you wrong for saying something. You know what I'm saying? Not that person. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking about, and typically who does that dumbass shit to you is family.
Right.
What I'm realizing in making this adjustment, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, my family, they're precious to me. I love them and I want to be there and I want to be available for them, but I ain't got time to play games with them. And I ain't got time to play games with a lot of people that's on this type of vibration, right? So I'm dealing with them a little differently. That don't mean that I don't have no love for you. That means that I'm no longer in the business of entertaining foolishness with you. You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? So now you're not going to get a wrath if you sit back like, man, I need $500 because this happened. And then you know what happened? Man, I'm going to tell you, because now I'm in a space where I can take in the story that they telling me, feel their pain, understand that position, hold space for them in a powerful way, encourage them and support them to get themselves up out of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking on this anger of how dare this motherfucker try to play me. You know?
I was kind of on the opposite end of that, because if I don't help, you know what I'm saying, in the situation and I can help, then I feel bad. But then, you know what I'm saying, it's like if I keep on, you know what I'm saying, they're never going to get it for themselves. And they need to be able to get it for themselves, because I'm not going to keep doing it.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I remember I had a friend of mine and she was telling me about how she was going through a lot of changes. And there was a woman that she worked with who was really good to her and opened up her house and let her sleep on the couch. And they sat up drinking wine and trading war stories. And she was just really supportive and available to her. And as she started to get back on her feet and start really getting her life back together, and things started really working out for her, the friend no longer wanted.
She lost her friend.
Yeah. Want to be, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Because I've been in that position to, once I got to the point where I was back on my feet and I'm doing well, and now all of a sudden you get hateful energy. And I lost a really good friend this way. And I asked her, you know, what the issue was. And no, I pinpointed the issue actually. And she lied to me and told me that what I asked her was the issue. She said it wasn't. And I found out through the grapevine, you know, said that it was the issue. So when I called her and asked her, I'm like, well, why didn't you say anything when I asked you? She said, I thought you'd figure it out. I said, well, me figuring it out was me asking you and me believing you when you said, no, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do? How am I going to make a change if you don't tell me that there's a problem between us? But the issue was she just didn't want to see me succeed. She didn't want to see me doing well. As long as I needed her in any sort of capacity, we was cool. We were friends.
Wow. And like I said, see, and we got to really make sure these connections that we have that's real are the people that we're really holding on to, because this is precious. Because even though we talk about how tainted folks get down, there's some real folks that's out here that's really going to hold you down and be in your corner. And we got to really embrace that and encourage each other to support each other. But all in what you saying, I remember I created this meme that you got to be careful of those motherfuckers that will commiserate but not celebrate.
Right.
Because those is the motherfuckers that want to show up when tragedy and misfortune, it's like they eat despair. Like you eat a bowl of oatmeal. Like I'm eating these motherfucking espresso balls.
Right.
They eat misfortune.
And it was crazy to me because after I really sat back and looked over the years of our relationship, and it's like all those times when, I was thinking it was compliments, it was really digs. She's pointing out things about me that she wished she had in herself. But, I'm thinking it as a sisterly way. But, once everything is set out on the table and I can see clearly now, it's like, damn. Like, this bitch never really liked me.
Absolutely.
It was envy and jealousy, and she wanted to be me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And see, here's my thing. You know what I'm saying? I tell people, I'm not going to give no assessment on what in the hell, you know what I'm saying? I can spin around a whole bunch of thoughts, right? And I'll give you a call and I'll tell you about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. However, at the end of the day, I'm good at reading the energy on people. This is what it feels like. However, maybe this is a misread and I got that shit all twisted. But what I know for sure is that it ain't agreeing with me, that it ain't vibrating for me. And what we tend to do, or what I used to do in the old cycle, because this is a new cycle, baby.
Right.
In the old cycle, what I would tend to do was hold that energy. I lost my train of thought again. It must not be meant for me to bring that out. I lost my fucking train of thought that quick.
We were just talking about holding energy for now you made me lose my train of thought. I was listening to you.
Right.
But anyway, we talking about the old cycle, how we used to do things with, what I'm saying, we had those type of people with the energy of, basically envious, jealous,
Right. You know what?
And their energy's not agreeing with us. So therefore.
Right.
Yeah.
Those type of cats. Here's one of the things, because I still, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, sometimes spirit will shut me the fuck up. Yeah.
But me, I always feel like everything happens for a reason and everything will come in due time. So
sometimes spirit will shut me the fuck up. But here's what I know. I was reading, I gotta find this book. I got this book by King Simon, and it's called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, or some shit like that. I don't want to dig for it and everything. But he got two books that I got. And what I learned from him is people that hold 4 energy is born on the numbers that add up to a 4. That's the number 4, the number 13, the number 31, the number 22. They tend to attract secret haters.
Oh, that's me. That is me.
They tend to attract secret haters. And that's
what hurts my feeling, is because I'll be genuine. Oh, and that's another, when I lost my train of thought earlier, that's what I wanted to say. Is my thing is I tend to, when people fuck me over, I tend to forget it. Because I don't hold on to shit. And then I'll find myself doing something else for this particular person. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the same motherfucker that last time this happened. But, you know what I'm saying? I'd have forgot it, so I'll leave it there. I don't hold grudges, and sometimes I feel like I need to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So. And see, a lot of the shit that I was doing all cycle 2 was feeling that I needed to edit myself and edit who I was, instead of just recognizing like this person is just holding space so they can build a case. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they can support their hateration or whatever in the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing that we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta really connect to, because moving forward in this new cycle and how I've been dealing with my relationships and my interactions with people is is now that I got to take shit for face value for what it is and not be disappointed when people ain't meeting my expectations. You know what I'm saying? And not be disappointed when people don't come through the way that I thought they will or I expected them to. Because the people that really rock with you, the people that really fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? They never go away. They're always attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? I keep friends for years. You know what I'm saying? And the people that don't are typically the people who have overstepped a boundary in some way, some form or the other. And then when I say something, I'm wrong for saying it. But now, like I said, in this new cycle, I got the thought now. And now in this new cycle right here, I ain't worried about that bullshit no more. I trust me. I trust myself. I trust my intuition. I trust what I'm thinking.
And that don't mean place to be.
Absolutely. That don't mean that I'm mad at you. I don't fuck with you. I don't hold space for you. You know what I'm saying? What that means is I see it for what it is, and I can hold a neutral space for it instead of allowing my emotions to overtake me. And then I'm feeling resentful in some type of way because you didn't celebrate me when I graduated from this class. And I thought that if anybody was going to support me, it would have been that motherfucker right there. And they didn't. And so fuck them.
Right.
That type of thinking. You know what I'm saying?
You should let all of that go. And it is so free. It is so free.
It is free. What's going on? The Quantum Lion Axel was in the house. What's going on? And somebody from area code 202, whoever that is, in the house. And anybody got something they want to add or say? We talking about this 10 of Wands energy and how we pick up for our new goals in the new cycle. And so I was just telling them about how we just came out of Pluto's retrograde, and Pluto is that energy of transformation. My Pluto transformation energy is placed in Libra, and Libra is all that relationships, that balance and all of that shit. And so I was just talking and demonstrating on how I've seen that transformation and how I'm navigating relationships, not only with other people, but with myself. And just really just trusting who I am and my vibe and just rocking with it instead of feeling like I got to edit myself. And I got to edit myself, and I got to put on this fake front and being somebody that's really not true to who I am, because I think this watered down version of myself is better and more acceptable and more likable. And now I've gotten to the point where I realize if they can't receive that shit, that's because that ain't my tribe. They ain't for me. That don't mean that they fucked up and they throwaways and I need to say to hell with them. It means that I see them, I show them love, I give them a pound or a hug and keep it fucking moving. That's what that means for me. But yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, I just got off a long shift of work or whatever, but I wanted to be here to show support. Like you said, people that's gonna fuck with you is gonna fuck with you in this realm. But outside of that, like I caught a little bit of the end of what you were saying there was, it doesn't matter, you know, who's listening, this and that. Whoever's gonna rock with me is gonna rock with me. I'll say this, the way the spirit kind of gave it to me, and I've had to get myself out of the ego side of things because this plane is full of ego, right? This is where we came to deal with that ego side as well. So when we step outside of the ego, like we got to know that even if you go on your podcast and you look at yourself and you're like, damn, I put in all this time. I did everything here. I called everybody up. You know, all I see is 2 likes on this shit, you know, but yet it's some other people talking stupid ass shit. And yet they got, you know, hundreds, you know, whatever number you want to tack onto it. But my spirit says, no matter what, when you're dealing with the spiritual, you're talking about the unseen. The part that moves 95% of this world. So you gotta know in your heart of hearts, this is just me talking. This is where we have to all level ourselves up and just say, fuck what I'm seeing, right? Is more than what I'm seeing, because in the unseen, I know that I'm moving mountains. I know that I'm pushing weight. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm doing a lot of things that people aren't aware of. The challenge does come in operating in this ego-driven world where the likes matter to people, where, you know, we need a pat on the back every now and then. You know, that shit is normal. We grew up with such a fucked up like upbringing. Most of the time we want that pat on the back. You know what I mean? Hey, sis, you're doing a great job, which you are. You know, hey, you know, Axel, you've been fucking working your ass off, you know, thank you. You know, like those types of things will motivate us for some odd reason. But in this transformation that we're going through, we literally, speaking of the 10 of Wands, right, which you said was a fire energy, and the beginning of alchemy has to do with calcination, I believe it's called, which has to do with purifying through the fire. So the fire comes within. The fire has to come within you to burn all this shit up that we consider to be important, that we got ourselves through decades and decades and lifetimes, and, you know, ancestors and even our parents, you know, programming, the TV programming, all kinds of fucking programming left and right, is breaking down all those programs and reprogramming yourself by, like what I said, scripting your own fucking Bible, scripting your own books, scripting your own narrative for yourself, regardless of what it seems like in this veil. You know, once we get past all that, I feel like there's such a freedom that comes with it. And there's an empowerment that comes with it, that you become kind of, like Bobby said, one of those untouchables. Like, you can't touch me no matter what, because nothing matters. I operate in the nothingness. You get what I'm saying? We're timeless beings. Once we get ourselves back to that point where we realize we're timeless and nothing and everything at the same time, all this shit is nothing but a game where you have to master the illusion, and that's what this is about. But it's a great thing, you know. I wanted to come in and like not so much say what I had to say, but I wanted to show support, because I know that it is important to us in one way or another.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. And that was part of what I was talking about before you came on, about, you know, shifting in those relationships as I move forward and everything. And you talking about us using that as our fire and transformation and everything is such real talk, because I've been doing this work for some time, and Spirit has let me know. See, there was been, and as I was just talking to King Ann Aquarius Moon before we came on and everything, is that within me, I'm always doubting myself and taking things personally and everything. That is some energy that is taking me some time to kind of move past, and I'm a lot better. I ain't saying that I got it all the way together, but I'm a lot better in being able to navigate that whole thing. So now moving forward, I can be a little bit more firm with who I am and standing in my truth. Spirit has kept me hidden for these times because there was still corruption in me that would have me compromise in order to go along with what somebody would tell me is the way to go. Because all of this time, I ignore my intuition on how twisted and fucked up people could be. And not saying that they were bad people. I'm just saying, like, vibrationally, for me, it's not a match. You see?
Yeah, absolutely.
And not wanting those individuals around, I'm thinking that there was something wrong with me and I needed to navigate differently. But what it was is that there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. Like, I was right in that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could have handled it in probably navigated that situation in a more graceful way and still delivered the exact same message, because I ain't sorry for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the maturity that's in me today will allow me to be able to deliver the same exact message without it being so harsh, so cold, so fiery. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody that, listen, hey, I'm not going for that. I'm not having that. Instead of telling somebody, like I said, get the fuck out of here, miss me with that bullshit, like I would tell folks, you know what I'm saying? Where it could have been, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for, I want to encourage you and support you and keep it the hell moving. Like, there's different ways of going about navigating things. But like I said, for me, the corruption that I had within my heart was that I felt like I needed to compromise who I was in order to be more acceptable.
Yeah, like a people pleaser type of energy.
Absolutely.
I know through that as well.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how your upbringing was, but mine was, you know, pretty tough and you know, in a certain perspective, like it was pretty rough. So you kind of put on a fake smile through life, and you know, you kind of gotta, you know, people please in a way in order to like get by certain shit. So I totally understand and feel that energy, and I've had to work myself through that as well.
Yeah.
Now you see me, I'm like always saying, even though I care a lot for people, I don't give a fuck what you got to say about me, because I'm the one doing the work over here, and I'm the one that's dealing with myself day in and day out. You ain't walking in my shoes. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the energy I approach that with, but it's also out of love. Like,
absolutely,
I love everybody, but you know what? If you don't want to rock with me, that's all good. At the same time, I know that I'm putting out certain vibrations into the whole universe. I'm not even just dealing with this realm anymore.
But I'm gonna tell you something, for real, at the end of the day, we know who's for us and who's really just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no shade to that. It's just that's what it is, because everybody don't connect like that. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? One of the things that one of the stumbling blocks that I had is that I was under this impression that I needed to bend over backwards to make that connection happen. Not true, not true at all. And so with that, I'm gonna have to go ahead and close it out, because there's our hour for the Cyper. And I definitely want to be respectful of everybody's time while we doing that thing. But let me find a groovy little exit message to keep it moving. But I'm like, But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Thank you guys so much for your support, for your love. I appreciate and love you all very much. Peace and light and peace and love to all of y'all. Word.
The kingdom of heaven is his chance. Stop saying you can and say podcast. Unite before you go to sleep. See your future visualize. Here's the technique of projection. Strengthening your genetic field of protection. Look past status, closing the complexion. Act the universal proper direction. With the universal alive in your section, you know what you're doing while he doesn't get tested. KRS One never stressing. Come to the temple, open up your mental.
Peace and light, peace and love, y'all.
Peace.